Good evening, everyone.
Where you got the message? You said you got it on your email?
My name is Tony Lloyd. I am the Chair of Communication for the Board of Trustees. The reason, a while ago, we began requests
I think they
for those to meet the Board of Trustees.
Yeah.
Now, no one knows who the board is. I'm sure you're always hearing who are members of the Board of Trustees. Tonight, we decided to put together what we call Meet the Board, and it's to meet the board happy hour. So we're going to get I'm going to get a chance to introduce to all of you the board members of the board I'm sorry. So I'm going to start by introducing Reverend Reese.
You need a paper.
I'm not sure you can because I'm not on.
Well, Reverend Reese, I'm going to read the board. I'm going to read your bios. So Reverend James Foster Reese was born in 1924. James Reese is a native of county, the state of Florida. Hope I'm pronouncing the county right. The United States and abroad. He has lectured on veterinary molecular biology, veterinary molecular pathogenesis. His numerous publications and holds 2 U.S. patents. He strongly believes in servant leadership. Dr. Brewer, you got to stop putting these big words in here too as well. Is there anything you want to talk about, Dr. Bowie?
I'm sorry. Let me unmute first of all. So I just want to thank you all for participating in this event. Hopefully throughout this week, we will be coming to a number of different events, including the mixers and activities like that. Please always feel free to reach out and provide any kind of insight, any ideas that you may have. Feel free to reach out to me. I am definitely someone that feels free to listen to what you may want, or desire from the KC Board of Trustees. As chairman of the Board of Trustees, I have the responsibility of working with this great team, and I'm always excited because, there's a lot of passion on this board, and I love passion. And everyone has a desire to reach one goal, and that is to make sure that light in Knoxville College continues to shine on that hill. And so we work together to do that. We work in collaboration with our interim president, Dr. Keith Lindsay, and with the KCNA president. And so we look forward to continuing to serve you, the KCNA, and whatever you need, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.
Next, I'm going to introduce Dr. Deja Lundy. Dr. Lundy is serving her first term on the Knox County Commission, having to be elected to represent District 1. Dr. Lundy is a visionary leader and community advocate. She was born and raised in East Knoxville and still resides in that area. She attended Chahowie Elementary, Charter Middle, and Carter High School. She holds a Bachelor of Arts in Chemistry from the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. She also has a master's and doctorate degree in physical therapy from Tennessee State University and the University of Tennessee in Chattanooga, respectively. Dr. Lundy also serves as a co-owner of Women LLC, a firm whose mission is to create avenues to finance small businesses for the African American community. She is currently active in many organizations, which includes being the former president of the Burlington Residents Association, vice chair and for the Board of Trustees for Knoxville College, commissioner for the Knoxville City Historic Zoning Commission, the board member of the East Tennessee Community Design Center, and many other community organizations. In 2019, Dr. Lundy was recognized by the Young Professionals of Knoxville as an outstanding young professional. She's passionate about community and economic development, especially for low-income communities. Dr. Lundy's vision is for low-income communities to have access and opportunity to become sustainable. In her free time, she loves to read and spend time with her family. Dr. Lundy.
Well, thank you, Trustee Lloyd, and thank you, everyone. Hello, KC family. I definitely enjoy being on the board. I'm looking forward to hearing from you all. I am, as Trustee Lloyd stated, that I am the vice chair of the board. This is my first term, and also I'm the chair of the governance committee, which we discuss how to set policy, improve policies for our board. But like I said, I thank you all for joining us today. As Dr. Bowie echoed, please reach out to us. My email is dlundy@knoxvillecollege.edu. Please don't be afraid to reach out, ask questions, and we are here from you. And we want to make sure that Knoxville College becomes a thriving institution again. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Lundy. Next, I'm going to introduce to you is Leonard Adams Jr. Leonard Adams Jr. is the founder of Quest Community Organizations Incorporated, a Georgia-based nonprofit organization. He is an entrepreneur of over 25 years. Mr. Adams has multiple years of experience in developing affordable, supportive housing communities. He is a dynamic, results-oriented leader with a strong record of accomplishment, utilizing his leadership, fiscal, strategic, and operational strength as he navigates the nonprofit development superhighway and such uniquely challenged communities. A war veteran of the United States Army, Mr. Adams is committed to supporting urban community development and serves as a catalyst for change through his work serving homeless and low-income special needs men, women, families, and veterans. Mr. Adams served as an officer on the Knoxville College Board of Trustees, as well as co-chair for the national non-profit Back on My Feet in Atlanta, Georgia. Mr. Adams gains his MBA from Kennesaw State University and completed his undergraduate studies at Knoxville College in Tennessee. Leonard, you want to say something?
Yes, thank you, Trustee Lloyd, and welcome everybody, our viewership. This is a new time. This is very exciting. Wish we could see you all this weekend, but I do believe that this is a great opportunity for us to expand our digital platform. And I'm very excited to be on this Zoom as a board trustee member. This is my 7th year going into the 8th. So my term is very short, but I've had the pleasure of supporting Knoxville College, and what great ride has it been as a student there in '88 to now be serving on the board. So happy homecoming 2020.
Next, I'm going to introduce Central Trustee Cynthia A. Parker Ferguson. Cynthia A. Parker Ferguson retired from the city of Dallas Police Department with more than 35 years of dedicated public service. Upon retirement, she was DPD's most senior Black female sergeant and ranked second in tenure among all female officers. During her DPD career, she served as a field trainer officer, an administrative station sergeant, a storefront sergeant, a patrol sector sergeant, a unit supervisor, and in the investigative unit. Upon retirement from the DPD, Cynthia also retired from the Potter's House Church of Dallas, where she was the principal security consultant for 22 years. In that role, she managed facility safety, traffic control, and event security for church services and events such as the Mega Fest and the Women Thou Art Loose Conference, occasionally annually attracting more than 100,000 attendees. She currently volunteers as a member of the DPD Reserve Unit, retired police officers offering professional assistance and expertise in where needed. She reviews and recommends DPD recruit training initiatives as a member of the Training Advisory Board. She is a charter member of the current first vice president of Retired Black Peace Officers Association of Greater Dallas. Previously, she served as vice chair of the National Black Police Association and third vice president of the Black Police Association of Greater Dallas. A native of Peoria, Illinois, Cynthia Parker Ferguson received her bachelor's degree in administration of justice from Southern University and Carbondale after transfer from Knoxville College. She currently serves as Knoxville College Board of Trustees as the chair of fund development. Trustee Parker Ferguson also enjoys bowling, gardening, traveling, shopping, and working on her golf game. She also is an active member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Buckner Terrence Home Owners Association, Celebration of Life Foundation, and she attends the Potter's House Church of Dallas. She is a proud mother of one adult son whose name is Kenneth. Trustee Ferguson, you would like to say anything?
She's still with us?
She's on mute.
Yeah, she's on. You're on mute.
Start over. Good evening, everyone. I welcome you to the Lone Star State of Texas. I wish I could be there in Knoxville for homecoming because that is one event that I love to attend every year. But being the chair of fund development has been a very, very challenging, commitment that I've made. And I would like to have some other commitments that I could get from the alumni too, to would assist me, because our main goal is to help Knoxville College and make sure that they have all the funds that they need. And I would need and love each and every one of your assistance. My email is posted, so please, by all means, give me a call and let me know some ideas in which we may be able to help and assist the college. And like I like to say, goodbye. I see you during the homecoming week. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Parker Ferguson. Next, I'm going to introduce Trustee Frank Shanklin Jr. Trustee Frank Shanklin Jr. is a Knoxville College graduate. He graduated from Knoxville College in 1995. His current occupation right now, he's the CEO and president of Shanklin & Sons Flooring Incorporated. His hometown is Paducah, Kentucky, and he resides in Knoxville currently. His position on the board, he currently serves as the Knoxville College Alumni Association representative to the board. With him and I actually served in that particular role. He's also served as the Building and Ground Community Chair. He's on the Communications Committee. He's on the Governmental Affairs Committee. He does outreach. Organizational membership includes Prince Hall Mason 32. He's a Prince Hall Shriner, and he's a member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. Frank, you're on mute.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Okay. Welcome to all to our homecoming of 20 and 20. I would just like to say thank you, and I appreciate the fact that I am serving on the board as an alumni rep. This is actually my second stint on the board. The first, I was on there as a business rep. I can honestly say that it's probably more fulfilling for me to serve this go around as an alumni representative. The task is great, but it's something that we as board chair members do a lot of communicating with. And I think along with the board and the alumni together, we can get Knoxville College back to its illustrious days. So welcome to homecoming of 2020, and let's make this one for the history book. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Frank Shanklin. Next, I'm going to introduce Trustee Von Smith. Von Smith is a native of Dayton, Ohio, and in 1997, graduate of Knoxville College. Upon graduating from Knoxville College, Von began his career as a collegiate track and field coach and at such schools as the University of Tennessee, Western University, the University of Missouri and Kansas City, and lastly, Kentucky State University. In addition to coaching on the collegiate level, Vaughn has been part of USA international teams, such as the NACAC under 23 USA teams and other USA events as well. Vaughn received his MBA from Midway University in sports management and has been admitted to the College of the University of Dayton's ED program and organizational leadership. Vaughn is a member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated and currently resides in Frankfort, Kentucky. Vaughn, are you there? Vaughn? Yeah. Sorry, Vaughn. I think you might be having some technical difficulty. Anyway, that's Trustee Vaughn Smith. You can always email him at his email. We'll post it at the end of this event. Vaughn, can you? Next, I want to introduce Trustee Dr. Franklin Tate. Dr. Franklin Tate Esquire, he is an undergraduate. His undergraduate was at Knoxville College. His majors are Spanish. He has a BA in psychology. He's an editor of the Aurora student newspaper at the time. His in curriculum, he's the Dean's List 4-year academic scholarship student. He's the President's Council. His extracurricular activities while he was at Knoxville College was Knoxville College basketball team and the Knoxville College track. His graduate school was Sanford University in Homewood, Alabama. His concentration was world religions. He also has his graduate school was Miles School of Law, has a JD in Fairfield, Alabama. His jurisprudence concentration was civil law, real property, and criminal law. He's also a psychologist from Bruce State Hospital, Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Spanish teacher, Les Lanier High School in Bessemer, Alabama. Pastor of Christian College Baptist Church in Birmingham, Alabama. Magistrate, Community of Alabama Municipal Court, and consultant to the president at Miles College, who is Dr. Albert J. Sloan. Trustee Tate.
Okay. Thank you, Convener Lloyd, Trustee Lloyd, and to my fellow board members. I want to thank the board, and I guess a special thanks goes to you, Trustee Lloyd, for bringing this idea to fruition, bringing everyone together so that hopefully others of interest to and in Knoxville College can understand our roles and what we do, and perhaps that will foster even greater support for Knoxville College and its mission of education. Just quickly, I would like to throw out 3 dates right quickly that I think are important. 1864 to 1875 is the period that Knoxville College began. It was birthed out of the Civil War when African Americans, most of whom were slaves here, obviously had no opportunity for an education. As a matter of fact, it was against the law for an African American, and they were not Americans at that time yet, to read. So over that approximate 11-year period, as the Civil War was ending in 1864 to 1875, when they finally moved over that hill, those founders grew the college from nothing, somewhat similar to how we are now trying to grow the college again after having closed in 2015. And they started like on elementary school level and continued for over about 11 years. And then they declared they were a college, and they had been growing ever since until, of course, the closing. Then prior to that closing in 1957, Knoxville College became the first historically Black college to gain full accreditation from SACS, the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools. That's big. The first historically Black college to get full accreditation. That's why Knoxville College had an excellent academic reputation and was eventually, by the time I got on campus in the late 60s, had become a part of the Black Ivy League group of colleges and was promoted in some national magazines about that. And then the final date was a year when I was on campus in 1968, 50 years ago, okay? That was the year that Knoxville College achieved its highest enrollment in its long history since the Civil War. We had over 1,700 students, and I keep that in mind, and all of that, those dates motivate me, and I hope it'll motivate you, all of you, to work even harder to get Knoxville College back in that position academically that it was before, and we've got that opportunity to grow the school, and I work on the Student and Academic Affairs Committee. So I'm excited about that work because we'll have that opportunity through that committee to grow it in terms of enrollment. My other committee on the Board of Trustees is the Fund Development Committee, and I'm excited that we as an institution and as a board are moving toward accreditation, not only for our 2-year curriculum, but also our 4-year online curriculum. And one would think because of the need, we will one day also be, again, an on-campus school. So I'm excited because through that committee, we have a chance to raise funds and to especially restore our historic buildings, 8 of which are on the National Register of Historic Places, which puts us in a great position to leverage government funds to restore them. And certainly that would support us being an academic on-campus school again. So that's pretty much what I had to say, and thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Trustee Tate.
Mm-hmm.
Next, I'm going to introduce Trustee Judy Tolbert. Judy Anderson Tolbert. Judy attended Knoxville College in 1964, spring semester, as part of the McAllister College, which is in St. Paul, Minnesota, Knoxville College Exchange. She lived in the sophomore dorm and sang in the choir. In January 2016, she joined the KC Board of Trustees. Currently, she serves as the board treasurer. Her committee responsibilities include academic and student affairs, and she's and finance chair. After graduation, she followed her love of Appalachia, discovered while at KC, and came to West Virginia as a visitor volunteer. She began her teaching career and eventually, on a whim, moved to Alaska. After 30 years of teaching French and history, she retired and is currently an adjunct assistant professor in the School of Education in the University of Alaska Fairbanks, supervising elementary and secondary student teachers. She has a daughter and a son, both now living in Seattle, and 2 grandsons. She loves to travel and has led student and adult groups to France and guides French tourists in Fairbanks. She is also a cancer survivor and advocates for foreign exchange learning, women's voting, and civil rights. Judy?
Well, happy homecoming 2020. And I'm greeting you from Fairbanks, Alaska, where it's no snow yet, but there should be some snow pretty soon. And I hope someday many of you can come and visit. I'm sad that we don't have homecoming on campus this year, but this is a great opportunity to get together virtually like this. I think the crisis has brought out some really creative ways to communicate across the country, and also that we've committed to donate our money that we would have paid for going to homecoming to the campus. So I hope everybody's doing that. As a treasurer, I love to see our funds replenished. I'm really proud that since I've been on the board, I was on the student affairs committee, academic and student affairs, and helped get the college going again, rewriting the catalog and the courses, and eventually getting our authorization by THEC, which we're just so proud of. And every semester we have more and more students, more and more classes. I'm currently taking a wonderful poli-sci class with Dr. Cheryl Lee, and it's just fantastic. And so I'm really proud of our faculty, and I'm happy to be with you all today. Enjoy our week. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Tolbert. Next, I'm going to introduce to you Trustee Sammy Wesley. Sammy Wesley is affectionately known as Top Dog. Has been on the Board of Trustees since 2018. Presently, he is the chairman of the Ad Hoc Audit Committee. He's a member of the Building and Ground Committee and Governance Committee. He's also on the Communications Committee as well. He is presently the president of the North Cyber. I don't know why I got Philadelphia on my mind. Cyber chapter of the Knoxville College Alumni Association. He graduated from Knoxville College in 1982 and is a life member of the Knoxville College Alumni Association. During his tenure at KC, he was the captain of the football team, which won the SIAC championship for the first time in 50 years. He was the captain of the track team and served on the student government. He is the lifetime member of Omega Psi Phi fraternity and pledged at Knoxville College, and is affectionately known as Sugar Bear. Sam is married with two sons. He and his family live in Gainesville, Florida. Together they own and operate several local businesses and manage and host a local food bank.
Good afternoon. I am privileged to be on the board of Knoxville College, and I really don't have a lot to say, but we got a heavy workload on our table, and I am privileged to be able to help out with this workload so we can move forward to get our accreditation, and we can keep everything in order. As Bro Franklin said, we got a long history, and we need to preserve this history and pass it on to our nieces, nephews, friends, and others, so they can have the same opportunity to get an education and have fun like I did when I was at Knoxville College. And I had fun. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Trustee Wesley. Next, I'm going to introduce Trustee Jessica Thrasher Wilson. Jessica Thrasher Wilson is a graduate of Knoxville College. Currently, she is the president of the Knoxville College DC, Maryland, Virginia alumni chapter, and employed by the Department of Homeland Security as a senior contracting officer. She has over 30 years combined military, civil service, and private industry experience in acquisitions, training, and program management. While attending Knoxville College, she enlisted in the United States Army and received a commissioning from Reserve Officer Training Corps at the University of Tennessee. 23 years later, she retired as a lieutenant colonel. She earned a master's degree in science from Florida Institute of Technology, Melbourne, Florida, and a program management certificate from American University in Washington, D.C. She volunteers for the Democratic Party and her county is an active member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. In her spare time, Jessica enjoys decorating and traveling, but her favorite activity is spoiling her stand-up poodle, Parker Bella, Lunch Money Wilson.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Tony. And good evening, fellow board members, Chair Bowie, Vice Chair Lundy. And first I want to say thank you for hosting this, Tony, and putting this together and getting us to submit our bios and just the whole gambit of this technology for 2020 has been a challenge for most of us. I also like to thank the board members that were here before me because I'm the newest board member. I want to thank you all for giving me the opportunity because it is indeed a privilege for me to sit beside you and work for our college. I'd also like to say that 2020 has been a challenging year for most of us, but I think we all have the same goals and principles in mind for the college, and that's why we're here represented tonight. In addition to being on the board and being the president of our local alumni chapter, I'm on 2 committees. I am the chair of the Academic and Student Affairs Committee, whereby I assist Dr. Lindsay and Dr. Ebony Bowers with academic and student affairs policies and procedures. And my personal initiative there is I am trying to recruit, and I mean that wholeheartedly, sending letters. I wish, I could attend some college fairs, but I'm not there yet. But just the fact that, I think that I feel very responsible that we have increased our enrollment this semester. I personally recruited 3 people, one from Florida, one in my county, and one in Maryland. And I get phone calls and emails about recruitment on a pretty regular basis, even text messages. So I'm constantly responding to people and telling them, that this is still a very worthwhile institution and they should take advantage of the fact that they can still enroll right now and not, and whereby the tuition is waived. The other committee that I serve on is led by Trustee Cynthia Parker Ferguson, and that's the Funds Development Committee. And COVID has pretty much stopped us from doing some things that we had tried to do this year. But I'm looking forward to her leadership and continuing to work with her and funds development for the school. Besides graduating, I just got off the call a little while ago and Dr. Lindsay asked what was my favorite thing about being at Knoxville College, and I said graduation. But as we continue to talk, there were so many things, and mainly the size of the school and the opportunities that I received and the leadership that I was able to be in student government. I was in some of the other organizations. I was in one of the homecoming pageants, just a gamut of a lot of different things that I probably wouldn't have been able to do had I gone to a larger institution. So thank you all again for this opportunity to serve with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Wilson. There are some board members that are actually not on this Zoom meeting, but I just want to just acknowledge some of the rest of our board members. We have Trustee Mayor Johnny Ford. We have Trustee Thomas Mumford. I think that's it. And Trustee Jenny King. And I guess last but not least, I think that's me.
And I will take over for you right now. So Trustee Anthony Lloyd. Anthony Lloyd is a graduate of Knoxville College, class of 1983, with a BA in political science. He currently works for the City of Philadelphia as a public health program supervisor in the Division of Disease Control with over 28 years of public health disease surveillance experience. He is a former partner of Focus One Development Company with over 10 years in real estate development. Currently, he is the President Emeritus of the George L. Cannon House of Hope for Girls, an organization designed to improve the quality of life for at-risk youth in the inner city of Philly and surrounding counties, with emphasis placed on education, psychotherapy, and social skills. He is the president of the Knoxville College Alumni Association, Greater Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware chapter. He serves as a KCNAA board representative on the Knoxville College Board of Trustees as the chairman of communications. He is also a member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, and he's also the father of 2 lovely young ladies. You have anything to say, Trustee Lloyd?
Yes, and I want to apologize. We have also, he's not on this call right now, is Dwight Treadwell. Dwight Treadwell is currently the KCNAA president. He's also on the board of trustees, served as also a representative from the KCNAA. So my role on the board is I am a KCNAA representative, and I serve as the liaison of communication between the Knoxville College Alumni Association and the Board of Trustees. And being on the communication committee, our goal is to enhance and improve communication from Knoxville College to all key Knoxville College stakeholders. I mean, it's always a pleasure to have a chance to speak to both sides. You know, I get a chance to speak to my fellow board members, talented board members, but I also get a chance to sit in meetings on the KCNAA as well. So my goal is to hopefully we can improve communication and transparent communication between the two. This is Knoxville College Alumni Association and the board. We hope to extend our social media footprint to ensure that Knoxville College is presented as an official content provider for information. And in the future, we hope to establish a monthly status update to share information with the public. So, and at some point, publish quarterly reports from the Board of Trustees. That's something that we haven't done yet. And these are some of the things that we're working on. So it's always a pleasure. One is to introduce my fellow board members, my talented board members. But I am so glad to be able to put this forum together and just introduce everybody. It's always questioned about who our fellow board members are. This gives you guys a chance to put names with faces and also put the names and faces with the bios. Hopefully we can be of great help to you. You can go on the Knoxville College EDU. You can send any one of us the email and we can actually decipher the information to the prospective person who can answer those questions. And again, it's always a pleasure. I think this is going to end and we only have 1 hour during the session. If you guys have any questions that you want to ask us, feel free to go on our Knoxville College EDU and ask questions. We'd be more than glad to answer them. And this Leonard?
Yes, could the next session, I would advise our viewers to join in from 7 to 9 for the presidential mixer that is following the next event. Again, I'm very excited to be able to sit at home and just participate hour to hour on my computer. I mean, I can hit every event. Thank you.
Well, I'm paying, right? Well, I forgot it's $25. So those of you who haven't paid registration. Yep. I encourage everybody to pay $25 registration. And these are for events. You know, it gives everybody a chance to even if you just stop in on some of these meetings and some of these events, you can do it at the pleasure of not leaving your home, or some of you guys who are working, you can also sneak in from work and just chime in on some of these Zoom meetings. And we have, and part of the homecoming chair, you know, we get the chance to, Jessica and myself get a chance to participate and organize, and Dr. Lundy as well. We got a chance to organize some of these events for homecoming. So I encourage you guys to, again, to chime in. You know, we have a host of things coming up. We have Make Us Our Phi event. We have an Alpha Kappa Alpha event. We have collaboration on Saturday. We have a president's address and the state of the college. So it's a number of things. When you get a chance to go on the Knoxville College .edu website, you're going to get a chance to view all the entire schedule for homecoming. And there's a link on the landing page that you can click on if you want to have access to those events. And that ends our session. Anyone else from the board have any words?
I want to say thank you to everyone who showed up today. It would be really nice to be able to see everyone, but I know it's hard, you know, when we're listed here as panelists and we can't see everyone there, but it's family. And, you know, that's the great thing about it, you know. And so, you know, at the mixers throughout the week and at the various activities, there's workshops as well that I think are going to be timely. I remember seeing one about COVID-19. I definitely want to be, you know, attend that and listen to what's going on during this period of time. I know some people are just burnt out on COVID-19. Some are burnt out on Zoom, to be honest with you. But this is going to be fun and relaxing. And thank you, Trustee Lloyd. Thank you to all of those who have been involved in putting this all together, because we know this was not easy at all. But we know that, you know, you sacrificed a lot to ensure that homecoming this year was going to be like being at homecoming. And we look forward to seeing your faces, your smiling faces. Thank you so much. Trustee Wilson? She's raising her hand like we're at a board meeting, so go ahead.
Trustee Vaughn Smith, he had some technical difficulties and he didn't get to speak after his bio. If he would like to speak, we still have some time.
We can't hear you.
Vaughn, we still can't hear you. Still can't hear you. Okay. Fine, I hope you're not cursing in that background, are you?
No, not
We can hear you now.
There we go. We got you. We got you.
We can hear you now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's low, but we can hear you.
I'm happy to see everybody. I've been on the board for 6 years, and we have made many strides in those 6 years, but there's still a lot of work we need to do. And let's all just be on the same page and move our institution forward and see it thrive like it used to back in the day.
Amen.
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 I think that buys up all our time right now. Do we have any more time? I think that's it. So if we don't have anything, I would like to end the session at this point.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
You guys have a wonderful homecoming again, and bye.
Homecoming.
Homecoming. Yes. Yes.
Woo. See y'all later.
See you later.
Okay.
With